Inside the Drag Closet with Jade. Join Jade DeVere and her fabulous team of guests as they discuss all things drag, from wigs to makeup to performances and everything in between.
Join us at WLFE-DV.com for upcoming shows and more.
Hello there, kids! Welcome to Inside the Drag Closet, the show where we talk about all things drag and some things that aren't. Who knows? We're really just here to have a good time. I'm your host, Jade DeVere. Now, a little who, what, where about me. My name is Jade. I've been a drag performer for over 10 years now. I actually just realized it was 8 years ago this week that I became Miss Central Pennsylvania Pride. I loved that night. It was my first time competing in a drag pageant, and I just got to see all those pictures on Facebook, and, you know, it was a wonderful title to hold, and it is Pride Month after all. Now, what is next? It's my own show, and I'm forgetting things. What am I wearing? Simple little, lavender is my natural color. Carpet matches the drapes in color and quantity. It's been a weird 3 months. I'm also wearing my Fancy by Design this evening. Miss Fancy Dismount did a wonderful jewelry set for me. I'm wearing a beautiful dress by Coquetterie. If you have never seen them, look them up. And something new that I got, I'm actually wearing a new lip and bronzers that I ordered from the Lip Bar. New makeup site that I just learned about. I ordered a couple of their things. Definitely going to be ordering more. They have fantastic makeup. Where can you find me? Well, you can find me here on Inside the Drag Closet every Wednesday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you to WLFD-DB Radio for hosting this wonderful show. It can be seen all over Facebook. It is on my YouTube channel. Just look up Jade DeVere. That's DeVere with a big D and a big V. Anyway, we have a great show this evening. We have got our fabulous Woo Girl of the Week, Miss Jasmine Kyle. You may remember her if you're a fan of the Renaissance Fair circuit. She is Sultana Lila from Chaste Treasure, or from the ABC reality TV show, The Quest. She was one of the paladins on that show. I'm very excited to have her here. We also have the team from LEWKS. Let me pull up that picture. We have Miss Moana Lotts and Miss Laura Lovelace joining us here this evening. Let your illusion cause confusion. This is going to be a fantastic night, but I can't do it alone. So let me bring on my fabulous co-host for the evening. She is Anastasia Diamond. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
How you doing,
Mama?
I'm good. So, who, what, where? Who are you?
Oh,
what are you wearing? And where can we find you?
Who am I? Well, I am Anastasia Diamond. I am located here in good old Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. I am wearing a fabulous hairpiece by Miss Zamber Sky. Absolutely love her. She's getting brand new. All good things come. You know how that old saying is. And with COVID-19, coronavirus, she was forced to start doing wigs full-time, part-time, full-time. So I picked up about 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10 of her pieces. I'm in love with her. Find her on Facebook. My outfit came from one of the lovely queens, the DJ queen, and I've gotten a few other pieces from her as well. But this outfit was actually worn on a Miss America stage before. Was not aware of that until Miss Sarah Best let me know that she had performed with the queen who wore this outfit.
Oh, for Miss Gay America.
Yes, ma'am.
Fabulous.
So, as well as that, with my dainty little fingers here, this is a lovely piece, actually, by LEWKS.
Look, you mean them?
Oh my gosh! Are they on tonight?
They are on tonight. Didn't you know?
Oh my gosh! Oh, that is so fabulous. This is perfect.
I know, especially since you're the one who booked them. Like,
girl.
We have been having the best time before the show even started, but keep going.
And as well as that, I am on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook. I'm more active on Instagram, but I'm also on Venmo.
Oh,
So
you're
catch me there.
Venmo. That's right here. There's her Instagram, her Venmo, and her Cash App. Because as drag performers, we're not doing shows right now.
Yeah.
So
I forgot I had a Cash App, girl.
Yeah, I need to set one up. I don't have one yet, but everybody's like, get the Cash App. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll do it.
Do they deposit cash automatically for nothing? Is that why it's called Cash App?
I just figured out Venmo. I'm old. I don't. The only reason I got Venmo, I was doing a gig with you just talked about Sarah Besk. I was doing a gig with her, and afterwards she came out with a banner with her Instagram and Venmo information. I was like, oh, that's brilliant. And they're college kids, so they don't have a lot of like cash to tip with, but they can press a couple buttons and so now I have Venmo. Speaking of which,
yes. Oh my gosh, that's smart.
My Instagram and Venmo are at Jade DeVere, all one word. That's shameless right there. That's shameless self-promotion, and I regret none of it.
Plug it right in, girl.
Exactly. Now, one of the things that's going to happen on the show, we want to hear from the audience. So if there's anything you want to see us do, you could always email us at insidethedragcloset, all one word, at gmail.com. If you would like to be on the show, if you'd like to be a guest, if you would like to be a woo girl, if there's a performer you would like us to reach out to get on the show, by all means, send us an email with suggestions. So while we have a couple minutes, how have you been, girl?
Girl, the time is flying by. I tell you what, I've missed the show greatly, but I've been in the comments every week.
Sure have. Every week I'm like, there's Anastasia talking smack.
I'm like, knock, knock, knock. I'm not on tonight, but how y'all doing? Look, but I've been very, very well. With everything that's been going on, I'm kind of grateful that I wasn't on for the past couple of weeks. I've been protesting out for, of course, and wearing my mask.
Yep.
For the Black Lives Matter movement, and of course, as well as that, I've also been getting in contact with a lot of other different groups and organizations and that are like wanting to talk to me, wanting to hear my story as a person of color, as a Black person. And it's just really awesome to be able to see the immediate reform of a lot of different issues that have been going on for some time now. So it's been a long 3 weeks, but these 3 weeks have been worth it.
Exactly. I've been so proud of you. Like 2 weeks ago, I shared the picture of you holding your flag. Just you make me want to be a better person.
Oh, stop. Well, and you know, honestly, that me holding that flag up was the flag that Jade is referring to is a pride flag that has a fist on it, but the fist is made up of several different skin tones. So Caucasian, more fair skin tones, excuse me, and then as well as that more close to ebony skin tones as well, or darker skin tones. And it is just, honestly, I have to be honest, 100%. I was very worried. Oh, you're telling me, girl.
Sure did.
Oh my God. I was very worried carrying that sign around because I do live in a smaller town. Now, of course, I've stood on the streets in full drag, in full geesh, twerking for the, almost making people crash their cars in downtown Chambersburg. But, you know, to stand in a protest for Black Lives, for the Black Lives Matter movement was a little worrying because, of course, there is a lot of homophobia within the Black community as well. Within every community, within all communities, but we really see it in the Black community too. You know, I actually just shared a post on Facebook, on social media, that was like a compilation of different people's posts and tweets and such. And they were like, you know, primarily women of color who were in the Abby's profile pictures. And they were like, isn't it gay for a man to take a nap?
Oh, I saw that. Isn't it gay for a man to order a dessert?
And I'm like
dessert is a human right, damn it.
God damn it. What? And I love a good old nap or 2 or 3. Oh my goodness. So it's a long and winding road, and we have a long way to go. But there was a celebration, oh my gosh, with queer rights being so excited.
Supreme Court.
With the Supreme Court, yes. And so that really was just the cherry on top of all the reform that we're seeing right now. Exactly. Of course, once again, we've got a long way to go. There's a lot of other stuff that's happening, but let's focus on the positives.
Exactly. And that's all we can do right now. We have to focus on the positives. The negatives are going to be there. We confront them when we're confronted with them, and we do our best to rise above them and make sure they don't repeat themselves.
Yes. So I'm excited to see what the world has in store for the rest of 2020. I'm trying to see some aliens.
Oh, really? I just found out I'm returning to work this week, so I'm nervous. I haven't set foot in my place of employment since March, and my department's not open, but I'm going to be out, taking temperatures, making sure people are wearing their masks. It's going to be interesting.
In full drag.
Yes, in full drag. No. Pride has been postponed, so I'm not walking around outside in this anytime soon. That's the only good that has come lately. Like, a lot of prides are canceled or moving to digital format, which means I don't have to walk around in direct sunlight wearing this outfit.
Beautiful.
Now, speaking of walking around outside, I am actually very excited to bring on our Woo Girl of the Week, because we have worked together for so long. She is one of my favorite people on the planet, and I'm excited to see you two interact.
Oh, girl.
All right, here she is, Miss Jasmine Kyle. Hey, girl.
It's me. Hi. Oh my gosh, you guys got me cracking up in the background here.
Oh, good. So, Jasmine, what is one thing you always wanted to ask a drag queen?
Oh my goodness. I had to think about this really hard, because even though knowing you for so long, I don't think I ever actually thought of what is the thing that I always wanted to ask a drag queen, because I could just ask you.
Well, and you've worked with me backstage when I competed for Miss Central PA Pride. Jasmine was one of my backup dancers.
That's right. I learned a lot.
Oh, yeah. That wasn't Pride. That was Queen of Hope.
Yep. I guess one of my favorite podcasters likes to ask all their guests this question, and I don't think I've heard many other podcasters or hosts ask this. What is the thing that you hate the most about being a drag queen?
Getting into drag. I hate getting ready. I hate doing my makeup, because I did my eyebrows earlier, and I was like, okay, this one's fine. Everything's good. Did this one. Nope. Paint over it. Do it again. It's frustrating. It's micromanaging. But once I'm in it, I'm like, oh, hello there. Look, I'm a woman, sort of.
It's like me and sewing.
Yeah.
I hate sewing so much, but I love costumes.
Anastasia, what's your least favorite part of drag?
Well, I would have to say, I agree with the sentiment of getting in face. I love getting in face because of the transformation of it all. And I love to be like, oh, I look like a crunchy mole rat right now. And then I come and to be a gorgeous woman. But I would say, honestly, we were talking about it a little earlier, I believe, stoning. I think that stoning is so important. And there are some girls that'll say, oh, only ugly girls stone. And I'm like, well, girl, look. But thank you. But I'm beautiful.
Yeah.
But I think that stoning is so important because just that, I don't know if you all watch RuPaul's Drag Race, but the queens who come out on that main stage with a bedazzled, beaded, beautiful gown or bodysuit that is studded, all the way from the neck to the ankle, I die because I know how much work goes into that.
That is hours upon hours of work.
It is.
And as well as that, if you're depending on what kind of glue you're using, E6000, you know how I love E6000.
I got all the sizes. The big set, the bigger size, the mini ones.
Let me tell you a story about Anastasia and E6000. One night, we were all getting ready to do a show, and we're like, Anastasia, where are you at? You're running late. And she's like, so I ran out of glue to glue down my eyebrows, so I used E6000.
Oh, no.
And they looked flawless, first of all, but we were like, ooh, girl. Ooh, girl.
Well, they were flawless forever, though, right? They were for years.
Now, what happened when you took it off?
Honey, I had to do a whole vlog I did a vlog with the Divas Down Under cast, and I was like, hey y'all, I'm gonna be taking my eyebrows off now. And I wiped them, and then slowly the glue started coming off, and at the end of it, all the glue was off. I had all my eyebrows, and I don't have eyebrow cancer so far. So we're living.
So far.
Long story short. Oh yeah. Long story short, Anastasia's crazy.
Look.
She's my kind of people.
Right?
Is that what you like us both?
Exactly. See?
Oh,
I will always get a job done. No matter what.
Listen, I have hot glued my hands together so many times. 2nd and 3rd degree burns on my fingers. Well, 2nd degree. Yeah, terrible. Yeah.
Sometimes doesn't it feel good though? You're like, ooh, give me the burn. Oh, I like it. Ooh.
Look at Jade's face.
So we had some comments in the comments section already.
You ready to move on already, Jade?
Just so you know, Jade, you did this to yourself.
I did. No, I did this to myself. You bunch of freaks. We have a lovely comment here. Love you, sisters. Have a wonderful show. You both look great. That was from one of our other co-hosts, Miss Scarlet Overkill. She's amazing. We have a question. Isn't it gay when a bro has sex with a dude?
No, as long as the penises don't touch, you're good, baby.
Yeah. If the balls touch, it's gay. That's from Katie Bourbon, who was our Woo Girl of the Week 2 episodes ago.
I almost just asked if it was Katie.
Yep, it was Katie. She's a mess.
Thank you, Dutchiness.
Right.
I love the like the syntax of the question. When a bro has sex with a dude, that is like so straight, like heterosexual.
It's even funnier when she's in garb.
All right. Hey, bro, I'm bored. Do you want to do it? Yeah. Why not?
It's just Duchess
bros
garb.
Being dudes, just bros being dudes. Girl.
That is
anything better than this. Guys being dudes.
Yep. So you mess around, you screw around, you jerk each other off. What? It's not gay. It's fine. What is happening to my show? Another comment. I hate getting ready. Love being in drag. My favorite part is getting out. That's Miss Fancy Dismount. I agree completely. Getting out of drag is fantastic because you can be again. Oh yeah, we all love Miss Fancy. She'll be on next week's show. Bitch, stone everything. In Swarovski. Call me for discounts. That's right. Miss Fancy is a jewelry designer as well. I am wearing some of her pieces tonight. I have put these pieces through the ringer over the years. I have a matching necklace, but it didn't go with the dress. So,
you know, it was a choice.
The bodice spasm is real. That's true. When you take your corset off and you're like, oh.
Yes. Especially when it doesn't fit quite as good anymore.
I can
I'm
relate.
sorry. Fitting in a corset is wonderful, but have you had tacos?
Oh,
That part.
That struggle is scary.
I wanted to say to you, Jade.
What was that?
I'm also wearing lip bar.
Are you really? Nice.
I sure am.
I just got Cosmo and Merlot.
This is Boy Trouble.
I love it. I was looking at all of their colors and I was just like, I love a really nice red lip, but I don't have a lot of like darker tones. So I was like, Merlot. And it is, she is dark.
Yeah, dark.
Oh
I
my
know.
God.
That's on my list. I haven't tried their eyeshadows. How do you like their eyeshadows?
I didn't get eyeshadow. I got contour. Because I do a lot of very bright colors, and a lot of their eyeshadows were more neutral tones.
I like Juvia's Place for bright colors.
Yes!
I know I like you.
For the
That's what I'm
win!
wearing right now.
Everything I have on my eyes as well. Juvia's Place. Lips
I
are
have,
Juvia's Place.
I have like 10, 12 of these now. Every time I go into Ulta, I'm like, and I want that one.
Well, honey, I'm on the email list. As soon as they can have a new palette out, boom, right there. Yep. Hi, how are you today? Yep. Put it in the cart.
You've definitely seen me put this on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Sure have.
Yes.
I do have 2 more comments, and then we're going to keep moving right along a bit. Please explain stoning. But the comment right after that is bedazzling for adults.
It comes in tincture now.
Rhinestones? Oh, gems like on clothing. That whole conversation happened in the comment section, and I just got to witness it. So yeah,
oh my God.
A lot of drag stuff is, rhinestoned, but it takes a lot of, gluing pieces on, and it takes a lot of time. I have a beautiful dress that I can't show because it's green, and that's not what my wall looks like. But it took me it was laying on my dining room table for a week, and I would just, okay, I got that section done. How much is left of the rest of it?
You really be thinking while you're stoning. I'm putting in so much work. Like, I'm almost done with this. Like 4 hours later, you're like, okay, you're only 20% done of the entire garment.
Yeah. I was so excited too, because I was like, ooh, this looks really good. That looked great. Now I have to do that to the rest of it.
To the whole rest of the thing.
That took me an hour.
Oh my
gosh. Drag is not for the weak.
No.
Now, earlier we were talking about, rhinestoning and getting jewelry. So what sort of jewelry do we think we could put on this lady right here?
Oh,
that is Sultana Lila.
I know that bitch.
Giving side-eye to her Chaste treasure counterparts.
I was like, what?
Or that one.
Hey.
Oh!
I made that one.
That's right. This was... Didn't you make that one right when your daughter was born?
Right after she was born. That's why the tatas look so big.
Look,
they big now, but they're not as big as they were. Yeah, they was big.
She was
look at the size of my mug, which is this big. Yeah. There was a lot of pumping going on in the backstage of that show. Yes, girl, yes.
Oh, there we go.
Whoa.
That's how fast it was. I knocked my phone over.
Her boobs are out of control.
And that's how the baby was conceived.
Who told you?
Look.
And that's her personality too, let me tell you. She's 5 and I don't know.
Stoning, punishment for adultery.
Oh,
it really should be.
Yeah.
That's who you can get to do the stoning for you.
That's true. Now, speaking of stoning and jewelry, I think it's time we bring on one of our fabulous guests. I'm going to bring to us the lovely and alluring Miss Laura Lovelace. Yes.
Oh,
are we live?
We are live.
Oh, let me do my entrance.
Okay. Ooh.
Yes. Gorgeous.
Now, for those who are not watching and are listening, that was amazing. So you should give her a round of applause.
Period.
So, Laura, how long? First of all, who, what, where? Who are you? What are you wearing? And where can we find you?
Okay, so who am I? So I am Laura Lovelace. I am originally from Kalamazoo, Michigan. I moved out to Illinois, DeKalb, Illinois, to be specific. I ain't one of those Chicago queens. Not that there's anything wrong with them, because they are fabulous, but I just don't have that kind of clout. But
I have that when I eat too many pears.
Right?
Clout. I get that when I drink too much beer.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'll wait.
Look, I'm the biggest mouth one. I ain't saying nothing. I'm trying to let you finish.
At least somebody has some respect.
Go finish your cigarette.
But now she's talking. So I moved out to DeKalb, Illinois. So that is the who. Now on to the what. Did y'all think I froze? Because I swear I didn't.
I did. I was nervous.
I stole that from your next guest. So the what? So this hair styled by.
I've been there.
Oh, good.
Oh, drink your apple juice.
With the matching straw.
It helps me speak.
Yes.
So the hair is styled by Zamber Sky. The stunning, and I do mean stunning, nail gloves are done by none other than Dean Granger. The costume I took on trade, so I don't know. But the jewelry, hold on. Let's get on up in here.
Yeah, get up close.
The jewelry is done by none other than yours truly, Miss Laura Lovelace with LEWKS.
Fabulous. That
Yes.
is absolutely gorgeous, honey. Absolutely gorgeous.
Shiny.
Thank you.
Now, out of curiosity, how long have you been doing drag?
So, okay. I started doing drag in, I believe it was 2007. My best friend, Tim, God rest his soul, actually dared me to do drag. And I think it was more of a ploy to get me to do drag as opposed to anything else. But he dared me to do drag. And so I agreed on the stipulation that he would do it as well. The plan was we had set a date. He would dress in drag. I would dress in drag. We would go to the club and we would be in drag together. Well, the day came. I spent not a lot of money because we all know how we all do when we first get in drag. Goodwill.
Accurate.
But you know, I spent a little bit of coin. I spent a lot of money on the hairpiece, $80 for some shake and go wig at the porn store. But I spent all this money on drag. The day came, he literally bought nothing. And I was like, well, fuck it. I bought everything, so I'm still going to do it. And I did. And that was how my drag persona was born.
Wow. I love that.
Wow.
The other girl's not going to show for the gig. That makes it your gig.
Exactly. Keep in mind, this was back, I mean, I don't want to say back when girls weren't performing, but this was back when new girls didn't necessarily know where to go to perform.
Yeah. Well, these hoes ain't loyal. So you stepped your pussy up and you stepped your pussy game up. And now look at you. Stop making coin, girl. I watch a few of your, I participate in a few of your auctions. Don't. My family's watching this. Be quiet.
Everything she spends goes to charity.
Oh.
And what charity is that?
My pocket.
There you go. Now,
But no, absolutely gorgeous pieces. Thank you for the work that you do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
speaking of your pieces, I want to talk about this piece.
Oh my God, I want it.
Oh my God.
So what would you like to know about this piece in particular?
Just where did you get the idea for it?
So, a lot of girls had actually been posting that they wanted a Phoenix-inspired set. And a lot of what I was seeing was sets that were red and orange and yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, they looked fantastic, but they were only Phoenix-inspired based on the color. So my inspiration specifically was the fact that people wanted Phoenix earrings, so I gave them Phoenix earrings.
Wow.
That set is remarkable. And you said you sold that at your auction.
I did.
How
I'm sorry?
Sorry, go ahead.
We did a combined auction last week, last Thursday, with the incomparable Miss Tova Yurovich. If y'all don't know, real quick, hold on. Oh, I dropped it.
Oh.
Take my gay card.
Oh.
So, Miss Tova Yurovich from Need for Bling.
Wow. Okay.
We did a combined auction with her. She was actually kind of my inspiration into getting into jewelry. But we did a combined auction with her last weekend, and the Phoenix set sold. And it sold very well.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, because I know that you search your pieces out all fairly affordable. Everything is like 60. I mean, less than $100 for some of these gorgeous pieces that some of these other girls be charging about 120, 150 for. And the girls, the I mean, it's a bloodbath out there in that comment section.
So my partner, Miss Moana Lott, when we first started out, she always said she wants to be the Walmart of jewelry, which there are parts that I agree with, but there are definitely parts that I do not agree with. Mostly the Walmart part.
You said, girl, at least Target, Lord. Something.
Thank you. Our goal, honestly, we want to be our whole approach on doing custom jewelry is very different than what most people do. Most people, Jade, say if you were to message me and say, I'm looking for, an earring set for a pageant, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, most jewelers would reply and be like, okay, that's going to be $200.
Yeah.
Our approach, we want to first get to know you, get an idea of the budget of what you've set for your jewelry, and then build your set based on that budget.
I love that.
Jewelers, and this isn't any shade towards them, it's just a lot of work is involved, period. So everything that they charge is definitely justified, but we like to work within people's budgets so we can get them exactly what they're looking for.
And that's amazing, especially right now, because so many queens have been out of work. So many performers are just not working. That's a great resource to be able to go to.
Exactly. And that's what we're trying to do. We want to be able to be available to as many people as we can.
Now, how often do you do online auctions?
So our auctions are done every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time. We occasionally will do a little bit of a break, and that's more so that we can also focus on our customers. Obviously, they're just as important as our auction customers, and we don't want to get to the point where we're so overwhelmed. Which, I mean, not to toot my own horn, beep beep, but thankfully we've received quite an influx of business, and we don't want to get to the point where we're ignoring people who place a custom order over our people who do auction orders.
Yeah. Well, that's just good business too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. How did you learn how to solder jewelry? Like, what got you into making jewelry?
Okay, so back in high school, 55 years ago,
she's beautiful. She is gorgeous.
No, so back in high school, I graduated in 2006, so y'all can do the math. As I knock over my computer, bad angle. I took a jewelry class, and that introduced me into the realm of doing jewelry. Obviously not drag jewelry, but it was Tova Yurovich. She's a very, very well-known drag jeweler within the community. Okay, y'all are gonna get a little bit of a story. I'll try to minimize it as much as I can. So back in the day, I sewed for people quite a bit. But what I learned with sewing for a lot of people is they want more than what they can afford. That's no tea on them, anything like that. It's just they don't necessarily understand everything that's involved with sewing. So one of my clients had actually contacted me about adding some sequin fringe to their costume, and Miss Tova Yurovich is a supplier for sequin fringe. So I contacted her, and I saw she did jewelry, and I, back in high school, loved doing jewelry, so I talked to her a little bit more about it. She kind of gave me some pointers. She didn't flat out say, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to get. She basically said, like, you know, there's a lot of videos online that you can research. And I want to emphasize research because it's not straightforward as far as watch this video and you know how to make jewelry. But I mean, she kind of gave me the building blocks. So my inspiration to start doing jewelry actually was another jeweler, Miss Tova Yurovich.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry for the very long-winded answer. I've drank a little bit.
Everybody's having their medicinals.
3 of you are talking, and I have no idea which voice to listen to.
All of them.
Listen to all of them. Exactly.
Well, you know what? External voices and not coming from inside of your head.
I don't know where they're coming from.
Everywhere.
Well, and you know what? I just want to pop in really quickly. Yes, I did invite you and Miss Mona, and I'm very, very grateful for you both because of the work that you all do and the quality of work that you do. But specifically, I just want to give you a huge shout out because I was in a very, I was in like crisis mode basically, and I needed to have a piece made for a show that was about 3 weeks out, 2 or 3 weeks out, I want to say. And I had been waiting for someone who was down in Virginia. We're not going to name any names, Clara. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm just playing. But I posted on a drag group on Facebook. Can anyone help me recreate this huge, beautiful Sailor Moon headpiece? And honey, out of nowhere, here comes Miss Laura, and on Facebook her name is Miss Nicholas. So I was like, "Oh,
Ryan."
Yes, Miss Nicholas Ryan. And I was like, well, girl, I don't, I don't want to give someone all this money and not know who they are, but I trust you. And your customer service, you said, this is how much this is going to cost. It's going to take this long to get here. I'm going to work through this. How big is your head? You went through every single step. And because of that, that is the reason why I constantly tell all of my sisters about you. I will constantly come back to you again and again and again. And not only did you work that piece out, and I had it in time for my performance, but it looked phenomenal. It was perfection. I've also pulled a few other pieces. I've also got a few other pieces. Excuse me. I apologize. I have not been drinking, so.
So she says.
Look. But I have, I think, 3 or 4 other pieces from you. Costumes, jewelry sets. I have about 10 of them from you or so. I mean, like 3 of them.
Only.
Family. Look.
Understanding.
You count each individual piece in the jewelry. Yeah.
Exactly. But now,
something that I want to say in response to that. So I don't know why, but I like to play Captain Save-A-Ho.
Thank you.
You're actually not the first person who had posted like a last minute, I need this, somebody screwed me over kind of a thing. And I don't want to say that this is like a double, triple negative, so I don't know where I'm going. But I don't want to say that like I'm not doing it for the prestige of it all, but at the same time, like my main focus of doing it is simply because I want to know, or I want people to know that first of all, our craft is important, and I want people to be able to see like we have people who are willing to, in a pinch, do something. I actually had a customer or a client contact me yesterday and said that they needed a full AB necklace. They were actually very specific in what they wanted, which was really nice. But they needed it by this Saturday. Now, if
you
know, anytime you order jewelry, there's at least a 2 to 3 week minimum wait. And that's the same with us as far as regular custom. Regular custom jewelry, you're going to wait 2 to 3 weeks. But we do also offer a rush sort of system like, bitch, I got to show this Saturday and I need something to go with this outfit. And that's what this person did. And, I try to be fair with our prices as far as our pricing.
Oh, yeah.
But, I stayed up till 3 a.m. getting this piece done for them, getting it shipped out earlier this afternoon. And, by tomorrow, they will have their piece because we overnighted it. We got it done. And just, a big part of our business model is, and I'm sorry, but what with Joel was saying, wanting to be the Walmart of jewelry, I don't want to be the Walmart of jewelry as far as quality. I want to be the Walmart of jewelry as far as accessibility. I want everybody to feel like they can come to us and be able to rely on us.
Which, honestly, time in and time out, y'all are so reliable. Thank you. Thank you for the work that you do, Mama.
And thank you.
She sings your praises all the time in our dressing rooms, and I'm so glad I finally got to meet you because I'm definitely going to be getting at least one jewelry set. I need to step up my jewelry game a little bit.
You better, because we have
I think Sultana needs something as well. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
I personally think, Miss Jasmine, the set that I'm wearing tonight would look fantastic on you.
Mm-hmm.
Hint, hint, wink, wink, say no more.
Too bad it's already coming to my house. It's already in the package.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I have to get something else.
I do want to point out the comment that Katie has posted, Saint Laura, patron of the screwed.
Yes.
I love that.
Now, if we have time, the one that I actually really want to, and it's not even jewelry related. A girl had posted that she bought an outfit, and I'll make this quick because I saw you look to the right.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I like to talk.
That's all right. I'm watching Mona backstage, just checking her makeup and getting some more alcohol. So
let her do her thing. The more alcohol, the better. Trust me.
And now she's waving, but she's using only one finger. It's very interesting.
So the first instance that I actually had of the Captain Save a Ho moment was my friend Cody Earl, who lives in Tennessee. He had bought an outfit that was supposed to be fringe sleeves and everything, and it was just a mess, a complete mess. And it was actually at that point that I decided, I want to be the person that comes through for people in a pinch, because I've been in a pinch. Jade, I'm sure you've been in a pinch. Anastasia, I know you've been in a pinch. Jasmine, I'm sure you've been in a pinch. And we always look for those people to help us, and they're never there. I want to be the person that's there.
Yeah. And that's awesome. I love everything about that. They do say that drag is a sisterhood and a brotherhood and a fellowship. And, we actually, a bunch of us argued about that recently because we're like, no. It's not a sisterhood or a brotherhood, but there are brothers and sisters in the fellowship. So
I think entirely it's a family.
Yeah.
And whether it's your brother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle, your pet dog.
Or as a semi-wise individual once said to me, it's one big incestuous family.
Yeah.
Not incestuous. I'm not a lesbian.
I don't know, that hair says something different. But regardless of how you split it,
hair,
the key word is family, and it's about being there for each other.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
I love that.
Because at the end of the day, we're all performers and we're all there to let people have a good time.
Exactly.
And we're all fags.
Queens.
We're all something.
Exactly. Well, Miss Laura, I want to thank you for joining us. We're going to bring you back in a little bit. I see Miss Mona. She's ready. She's excited.
I'm excited to see what she says.
Me too.
Remember, I live next to her. So if she says anything negative, I'm heading over there.
Oh, this is going to get exciting. So, Miss Laura, we'll see you in a little bit.
All right. Thank you.
You bet. Now it's time to bring out our next guest. She is Miss Gay Wisconsin USofA Classic for 2020 and 2021. Put your hands together for Moana Lotts. She has been drinking a lot of apple juice. That's all I'm saying.
Honey, I have been drinking a lot of apple juice because let's be clear, that last bitch, she was long-winded. Honey, I was back here in the green room. Is this hoe gonna shut up? Somebody needs to stick something in her mouth. Look, I made a mistake. I should not have gone last because I'm the oldest bitch. I should be sleeping right now. What the fuck is going on? You motherfuckers set me up. And I know this is on the radio, and I apologize. But if your motherfucking kids are up at this time of night listening to this shit, fuck you. That's what I'm gonna say. Fuck you. Because I'm old, I'm drunk, and that last motherfucker couldn't shut up. And y'all didn't have enough motherfucking balls to say, bitch, shut the fuck up. Let us bring on the next guest.
Miss Latte, you're my new Patronus.
Yes, bitch. Yes, I am that Patronus, bitch. I'm 100% that Patronus.
Well, we can't talk about that. She's canceled, Miss JK.
Yes.
She's canceled. Look.
Yeah, she is. You're right.
Now, I thought the old saying was that the more you drink, the prettier we look. So how do we look right now tonight, Miss Mona?
Let me just say, Destiny Child, y'all bitches look good. Beyonce and Tamika and Shaquisha, y'all look good. Good.
Work.
Dibs on Shaquisha.
I'm that drunk. I'm that goddamn drunk. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And looking gorgeous doing it.
Well, I figured most of you hoes are like half my age, so I said I gotta come looking good tonight.
And yes, you do, ma'am.
Thank you, baby. Thank you.
You look incredible. Now, you told me the story earlier, and I was very fascinated by it.
We gotta do who, what, where. We gotta do who, what,
where. My God, I completely forgot. So
welcome to Moana Lotts show. We're gonna start with who, what, where.
Good night, everyone. I'll show myself out.
Bye.
Good. Miss Thing, I'm auditioning. I'm auditioning to be one of your co-hosts, right?
Oh, perfect. I love it. Bye, Anastasia.
It's gonna be me, you, and Anastasia, bitch, all day, every day.
Yeah, I'll see myself out.
Oh no, we always need our woo girl, honey. What's you talking about?
Look.
Okay, let's go on. The who? Who am I? I am Miss Moana Lotts, Miss Gay Wisconsin USofA Classic 2020, 2021, as well as Miss Forest City USofA 2019. In my government life, my legal name is Dr. Joel Fillmore. I am a licensed clinical professional counselor. I specialize in mental health counseling for the queer and transgender community, as well as multiculturalism and trauma.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm also the owner of Lighthouse Professional Counseling Center, which is the largest and only minority-owned, queer-friendly and affirming clinical counseling group private practice in the state of Illinois.
Wow.
I'm that bitch.
Accomplishments.
Well, and you told me the story earlier about how you completely changed the path your life was on to do this. Do you mind sharing that with everyone?
Oh, absolutely. My personal life is 100% attached to my professional life. I will be turning 50 in July 13th. I will be 50 years old, a half a century. Yes.
Can I have some of that apple juice, please?
Girl, you could definitely have. Girl, I smoked crack and shot up heroin for 10 years. I think that has something to do with it. So, you want to get on top of that? We'll talk about it. There's a lot of preservatives in this shit here, honey. All right. So I was born in 1970. I'm biracial. I'm half black and half white, and I was born in Chicago. My mother is Caucasian, and when I was 3, she was murdered. And so my brother and I went to live with our white side of the family in a little town called Pinconning, Michigan. And it's really, really small. It's really, really shitty. It is a total fuck hole of a place. And I know you don't want us to use a lot of bad words, but that's the type of hoe I am. So there we are.
It's all good.
And it was a horrible place. And almost immediately upon moving in with my mother's side of the family, sexual abuse, physical abuse. That's when I learned that I was Black. I didn't know that I was Black until then, because why would it ever come up that you are specific? Like, there was a lot of racism, a lot of sexual abuse, a lot of violence in the home. And so that was kind of my childhood growing up. And when I was around 13 years old, I discovered makeup, and because my grandmother sold Avon, and so we always had a lot of makeup around the house. And I knew that I liked boys, and I was really confused by it because I didn't understand why because no one else I knew, like I knew it wasn't normal. And so one day I got into my grandmother's makeup and I put on a face and I was like, oh my God, I'm so pretty. And at that moment, I decided that God made a mistake and that I was supposed to be a girl, because why else would I be so pretty? Now, keep in mind, I grew up in a home where I was told that I was ugly, I was a dirty nigger, I was worthless. I mean, this is the language that my family, the people who were supposed to love me, these are the things that they kind of poured into me. So when I put on that makeup and I created this completely different person, like it could be anything I wanted her to be, because nobody had ever dogged her out. Yeah. And so here I am, 13 years old, living on 14 acres of wooded land in Penn County, Michigan, running through the woods, climbing trees as a little 13-year-old drag queen, honey. And it saved my life. It saved my life, because I didn't understand what was wrong with me, because like everyone I knew that had a penis, like I did, liked girls. And I liked girls. I thought they were fucking awesome, but I didn't want to do those things with them, you know? Yeah. And so it was the only way that I could make sense out of who I was and what was going on with me. And let's be clear, bitch, you look good.
Yes, yes, mama, yes.
That's half the comments in the comment section right now. Everyone's just like, you look amazing. You look sexy.
Wow.
Like,
is she single though?
No, I am extremely happily married. I've been with my husband for 16 years, and I couldn't imagine a different life. I'm so happy.
That's
goals.
Yes, yes. I'm trying to slide into that relationship though, because your husband's real. Your husband's fine. Your husband is fine, girl.
Well, let me just say this to you as a licensed clinical professional counselor and a doctor, that bitch, I will kill you. Real talk, ho. I will fuck you up.
I forgot you live in Illinois, right?
Yeah, bitch, I'm from Chicago, ho. Don't fuck with me.
She might be Pascal by birth.
Don't get fucked up.
Best. Oh my
God. And that's honorary Boricua, okay?
Period.
Yeah.
Anastasia, you know it's all good. You know it's all love, honey. All love. Listen, if my husband was that kind of man, yes, but he ain't, honey, so I gotta ride with him.
I know. It's okay. I'll train him right.
No, I'm saying I'll fuck you up, is what I'm saying.
She's Puerto Rican by injection. She knows Puerto Rican judo. She don't know she got a gun. You don't know she got a knife. Me like you don't know.
Period. Oh, well, now, Miss Mona, I've been very curious because your hair looks phenomenal. Who did you get your hair from?
So look, you all, Miss Anastasia, you know me. You know I'm a bitch that spends, and I have been screwed over so many times. And since I only came back into drag a year ago. I was retired for 15 years. And I came back into drag a year ago. Bitch learned how to glue my eyebrows down and all that fucking shit, because we didn't do that back in the day. We just shaved it. So, you know, I'm learning all this shit. Got a breastplate, bitch, looking like a real woman. And
yes,
girl, I've had motherfuckers burn me hard because I spend. So I'm very particular about who I would shop with. And listen, if I give you a tip on somebody, bitch, you know it's the real deal. This hair right here, this motherfucking hair, bitch, this hair. You want to know about this hair, girl?
Period, mama.
Girl, this hair is what? You want to know about this hair, girl? No, but listen, this hair, and I'm really serious. I'm going to give you two tips. Facebook, Edward Smith Roberts. Edward Smith Roberts. He does all the Rue girls. He's phenomenal. He did this hair. He's done a bunch of other hairs. He just did Jada's hair for the finale show. That black African style. That was Edward Smith Roberts. Bitch, and I'm just gonna put this shit out there because I know Miss Jada A never wore his hair till I did. I blew him up, and he was already doing his own thing because I love him. He was doing his own thing with Rue and Todrick Hall and all them. But Edward Smith Roberts, trust me, that motherfucker can lay some helmets, and the shit is good. Good.
I just put him on my Google. I'll be in touch.
So Edward Smith hyphen Roberts on Facebook, and if you're on Instagram, it's Edward Scissorhands, Sizza hands with an S. Yes.
Yeah, I do know him.
I've got like 5 helmets by him, and they're phenomenal.
Work.
I just found him on Facebook, and his first picture is an amazing picture of Shea Coulee, who she's an amazing queen as well.
Yeah. Yes, he's phenomenal. He's phenomenal. And I only mess with certain few folks. So Edward Smith Roberts, Miss Robert Greer from Casa Glam, phenomenal. Miss Zamber Sky, phenomenal. Like because girl, keep it close, keep it tight.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I am just so happy that I got in touch with all of y'all because the drag is over. Like it's Black excellence, period.
Oh, honey, I'm doing granny drag, so you know.
No, you are not, honey. I saw your Miss Wizard of Oz.
Oh,
gorgeous!
Thank
gorgeous.
You, honey.
Beautiful.
Speaking of her drag, I wanted to point out something. Now, there's 2 pictures here that I want to share. This right here.
So
cute. Oh my
God. Yes, honey, that's me. When I think I was like 10 years old in the picture on the left, and the other one is I did Harley Quinn. I love cosplay, so
it's amazing. Like Miss Jasmine,
of my littles.
Yeah. Well, we're all going to take a couple minutes. Miss Anastasia is going to have her segment of the show. She'll have about 5 minutes, and then we're all going to come back. So if anybody has any questions for us, start thinking about them now. You can put them in the chat. I believe I'm only seeing the chat from my Facebook page, Inside the Drag Closet, and WLFE-DB Radio. Miss Moana Lott, you are an inspiration. I just want to say that.
Thank you.
You bet. I'm going to give the stage to Anastasia. We'll be back in a few.
Oh my goodness gracious. She is absolutely amazing. I've been watching her ever since I got in touch with Miss Laura Lovelace, and Miss Mona. Mona is gorgeous. And I had not heard about her story until this moment. So thank you so much, number one, for sharing that with us, Miss Mona, because your story is going to touch the life of somebody else, and it's going to make someone else think. So thank you so much for that. Now, specifically, I want to talk to y'all about a little bit of the history that we don't get to learn about in school because it does not rock with the curriculum, basically. So I wanted to touch base about a little bit of Black history. And specifically, since this is the drag show, girl, I want to talk about Black queer history. And one of the most influential people who I have ever had the opportunity to learn about, which I did not learn about until I was in graduate school. Very, very sad, very awful. But her name is Audre, Audre Lorde, Lorde. You know, like Lord, Scissor Teeth Kids, or whatever that song is. Miss Royals, Miss Audre Lorde. She is a Black lesbian. Let me get the quote out here real quick. She is a self-described Black lesbian, feminist, mother, poet, and warrior. She has made everlasting contributions to in the field of feminist theory. She has made so many different contributions to critical race theory. If you don't know, there it is right there. If you do not know Miss Audre Lorde, welcome. So Miss Audre Lorde, she's written so many different novels and different works. Some called Coles. If you know Miss Tiffany Haddish, Miss Tiffany Haddish talks about being the Black unicorn. Well, Miss Audre Lorde was the original Black unicorn. She wrote that in 1978. She wrote the Cancer Journals and Zami, a new spelling of my name. Specifically with Miss Audrey, she has a quote out there, and she speaks on many different quotes of not speaking out, and how if you don't speak out, what are you doing? So basically, the one quote that I have here is, I write for women, for those women who do not speak, for those who do not have a voice, because they are terrified, because we are taught to respect fear more than ourselves. We've been taught that silence would save us, but it won't. She has another quote that says, basically paraphrasing, that if you are if you're afraid to speak out and you don't speak out, you're still going to be afraid. But if you do speak out, you know that what you're saying is being heard. You cannot, no one can claim, well, we didn't know that you felt like that. We didn't know that you were traumatized by X, Y, and Z. You have to speak out now more than ever. And it's a little preachy. I know we came here for drag. I know we came here for fun. But, you know, I think that it's important that we are, in order to get the full story, in order to get the full picture, we gotta know what's going on with outside of our communities, outside of our comfort zones. So I'm very happy to be. This is gonna be my segment every week. So if y'all don't like it, sorry, y'all better click off real quick and click back on in 5 minutes. But yes, Black Education by Anastasia Diamond.
Yes, ma'am. Well, and it's very important that we learn these things because, you know, learning about Marsha P. Johnson, learning about
James Baldwin.
What was that?
James Baldwin.
James Baldwin. I keep forgetting her last name. Stormy, the lesbian who threw the first punch at Stonewall. I always forget her last name. But yes, it's because of these pioneers that we are allowed to do what we do. Truly.
And that's the thing, you know, we as queer people, I've always said since I was in high school, I want to say, why is it that we within a certain minority community that is disenfranchised, that is oppressed, why do we not speak out for those who are in another minority community who are going through things similar to us?
Exactly.
Now, I used to say that because I was not out back then. So I was like, of course I'm fighting for the queer community. I'm Black. Duh. I'm not gay.
You know, it's funny. You brought up something earlier. You were talking about protesting and like you've been in drag out in the middle of your town, but you've never been you. And I think there's a weird armor that comes with being in drag because we're over the top. It's a mask. Mm-hmm. Depending on how much makeup you wear, it's literally a mask. But you know, it's one of those things we feel safer when we're hiding behind all of this.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and the biggest thing is, you know, we as a drag queen, I'm a drag queen. I don't have any kind of course, people, because I advertise on my personal social media pages that I'm a drag queen. People know I'm a drag queen. But for a lot of people are not able to be open about their art. There she is right there.
Yep. Stormy. Yeah.
Yes. But a lot of people are not able to be open about the art. And honestly, I have to be honest, I was somewhat worried about going out and protesting, and I still kind of am, because of what I do professionally, and whether or not my organization is going to look at that and say, well, that's not what that's not what we want our employees to do. Mm-hmm. At this time, and I don't want to get in trouble or anything like that, of course, so I'm not going to say the organization I work for, but they still haven't made a comment about Black Lives Matter. They haven't made a comment about Pride. And it's like, we work with some of the most vulnerable members of the community, and we're not speaking out about this. I haven't seen any posts about Juneteenth. And it's like, I don't know. It's heartbreaking because I'm not going to stop being who I am.
Yeah.
I'll never stop being who I am. I worked too damn hard over these past 5-6 years to become this. Whenever I first got into college, I watched my first episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. And the words that passed through my mouth, I am ashamed to say. But I said, I'm gay, but I'm not that kind of gay. I would never do that.
And now.
Oopsie! Yeah! So I've worked too hard to turn back now. I'm not going back in the closet.
Exactly. Closets are for gowns, darling.
Period. And mine is bursting at the seams.
Same. I have 2 of them in here, and they're full.
I need to get another closet.
Yes. I think it's time to bring everybody back.
What?
And of course, we've got Miss Jasmine.
Beautiful.
And you know what? I'm noticing something backstage. It's almost like I missed a memo because it was time to do hair changes.
What the heck?
I would like to say, not only did I do a hair change, I also did a costume change.
Wow.
Yes, you did. How dare you? How very dare you?
Y'all hoes better be lucky I'm long-winded.
Right?
But I would also like to point out how similar Miss Moana Lott and mine are hair. Like,
right? That's
right.
But of course, that fucking bitch looks better. Fuck her.
I can't tell a lie. Hers is like melded into her head. I can't tell where her hairline ends and the wig line begins. Like it looks so good.
What wig? That's her hair.
Oh yeah.
Look at her right now. She is living the fantasy, girl.
Right?
She is always in a fantasy.
Drink your juice, Shelby.
Not Shelby. Look, girl.
We are.
Oh my God.
I hate her.
Good.
Real key. While y'all were talking with Miss Mona, I was taking care of some personal issues. So I don't know if you guys actually elaborated on our relationship.
Oh, that's right. Well, why don't you tell everyone?
I don't know what this bitch is talking about. I would like to do a disclaimer real quick that whatever the fuck she's about to say, I didn't co-sign that shit. Fuck that hoe. Go ahead and say what the fuck you gotta say, bitch. But don't put my name on that shit. Don't put my name on that shit.
So she might not have co-signed on it, but this bitch. Hold on, let me fix my danglies.
Bitch, don't be talking about that shit online. You dang.
So for those of you who don't know,
this is a Christian show. What the hell is wrong with you?
I gotta go. I'm on the wrong show. I gotta go.
Same. We'll start our own show, Anastasia.
Is everybody done?
Oh, hey girl.
You know this bitch got the nerve to come on here and mother all you. Just mothering everybody.
I can't help it. I am a mother. I have 2 children and I don't take care of them.
Girl, I got about a million kids in my pants right now, but I don't take care of them. No,
ma'am. No, ma'am.
Mess.
I am a firm believer of sink or swim.
Or spit or swallow.
You know.
Or cock or fist, whichever.
This bitch would take it there. All right. So
but I've never tried 2 fists at the same time.
I'm talking.
Jade, I am so sorry, girl. I am so sorry.
Mess.
Miss Moana Lott and I are actually partners in LEWKS jewelry.
But not in sex. Not in sex.
Why are you talking?
We need to clarify some things.
Truly. So Cheetah will have an open relationship for her, but not me.
No, just the exact opposite, honey. No, we're not doing that. Look, I'm going to get a hold. Look, we're gonna play on this real quick. Everybody, raise your hand. Raise your hand to the sky. Lord, we ask you to sanctify the rest of this.
Can we get a wellness check on Miss Mona?
Oh, I'm sorry, Lord. Go ahead, honey. Go ahead.
So Miss Moana Lotts and I are actually partners in LEWKS jewelry.
My makeup.
I don't know what the fuck she's doing. But, so back in September, we met. She expressed that she was interested in learning how to do jewelry. Wow. I expressed interest in having somebody to financially back me.
Work. So she makes money. Hello. She paid them student loans off a long time ago.
What was that?
She paid them student loans off a long time ago, baby.
Not me, honey. No, they will never get that money. They need to come get me and take me to jail now because they never getting that shit. Let's be clear about it. Be motherfucking clear. They're not getting that shit.
Okay, real quick. I do gotta say, like, I know we already done brought it up as Miss Moana Lotts stares in her mirror because she's vain as fuck.
My eyes are watering, you fucking whore.
Can we just say we're like rocking this twinsies look?
Yes.
And what's funny is we literally always do this, and it's always unplanned.
Wow.
So let me
like my first child.
But in all seriousness, Laura, you were telling a really good story. So I apologize for being silly and all that. So I want you to finish your story on how we met.
Okay, so first, Mona, you don't have to apologize because it's.
I know I don't have to fucking apologize. Just tell your goddamn story.
You give this bitch an inch, she takes a mile.
Bitch, I got more than an inch. I got way more than an inch. What you talking about an inch? I'm black. Black dick matters, girl. Black dick matters.
Period. Look, if you can open your mouth for black dick, you can open your mouth for black issues.
Look, I can even look. Look, it matters. Yes, go ahead. You know what? I'm sorry, Jade. I know you're never gonna invite me back. I'm so sorry.
Oh no! I want both of you back. I can't breathe.
That's what they say, girl. That's what they say. Black dick matters. I can't breathe. Yeah.
Mess.
I'm sorry, Laura. Were you saying something?
Oh.
Hey, girl. So I'll get back to the wholesome part of the show. So Miss Mona and I actually met. She had commissioned me to do a costume for her. And long story short, she wanted to learn how to do jewelry, and I was interested in taking on a business. And through everything that's actually happened, bitch, I see that face. Just laugh.
I'm trying to be serious. Just tell the story because it's a good story. It is good.
Because I'm the adult of the conversation.
Mother.
Basically, what happened was we came together and we actually formed an amazing business. And
wow,
even though I hate this stinky McDonald's fish fillet cunt.
Not fish fillet. That's my favorite meal item at McDonald's.
Girl, that's Miss Anastasia. I literally had a fish fillet sandwich for dinner tonight, girl. I'm not joking. I'm joking. I might be a bougie bitch, but I'm a bitch. I'm a bougie bitch that eats at McDonald's. Goddammit.
That's the most expensive item on the menu, the fish
Yep,
fillet.
bitch. I go for the expensive McDonald's item. Not no dollar menu, bitch. Not no motherfucking dollar menu. Oh, I'm a fish fillet, bitch. I'm a fish fillet. Oh. Yes, you can call me Mona Lotts, Miss Fillet Ho. Goddammit. Yes.
Yes, period. McDonald's 2020.
That's right. Miss 2020 McFilet-ho. Yes.
Hold on. I'll be right back.
Look.
Do not come to, babe, do not open the door for that. Don't let her in this motherfucking door.
Oh my God.
Babe, don't open the door. Don't let her in. This motherfucker come to my house. God damn it. Oh. She literally lives next door, and that's just not a joke. Babe, don't open the door. This fucking hoe want to steal my glamour. Not today, Satan. Not today. I'm a pretty hoe today. I'm not about to have you coming up in here with your motherfucking McDonald's French fry geeky ass thing. No, not today. Not today. I know this was supposed to be a Christian show. I apologize.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's funny. Earlier with the hair you were wearing, my husband pointed out that you reminded him of a character from Bob's Burgers. They had a Christmas episode, and they had Miss Triple Xmas.
Bitch, where you get that picture from? That's from my private collection. That's from my motherfucking private collection.
Miss Triple Xmas.
Opportunity.
That's right.
Played by Chad.
I was a little concerned, Jade, because at first I thought you were going to say, you know what, my husband, when he saw you in that other week, he realized he had sex with you back in 1992.
It's accurate.
No.
I mean, he was in middle school at the time, but you know, it's fine.
Fucking whore. Where's my manager? I want off this show. This bitch. I want off this show.
Girl, you didn't sign anything.
Look, period.
You know what? This bitch is literally knocking on my door right now. Not joking. I am not joking. Babe, you gonna let that hoe in? Yeah, this motherfucking bitch. You know it. I can say some shit about this bitch, but I'm just gonna let y'all watch her waddle her ass on in here. Come on, bitch. Bring your big ass down them stairs. That's how I'm. Come on. Go, baby. Here, look. Yep, that's her.
That was a secret.
My husband said that was a secret.
Yes, that bitch ain't got
not anymore. It's not.
No,
come on,
it's out there.
Let me make some room for her. Let me scoot over because she is really here. Come on, bitch.
Yes, let's do an auction show right now. Get your dollars out, hoes.
That's right. Come on, bitch. Oh, you look good in person. God damn. No, she looks much. Ooh, shit, her makeup is killing. Bitch. Oh, I like the fucking hair, bitch. Oh my God, I love that hair. Oh, but get the camera with me.
Real quick, look at the camera because we are twinsing like fuck.
Right?
Yes.
This is amazing.
Yes.
I love it.
No, you look amazing. You really do. Okay. All right, sit down. You can stay.
I can
look.
You can stay.
What happened to my camera?
Your cameras, you can stay.
Y'all didn't want to see what was happening? Exactly.
Well, girl,
I know folks probably thought, oh, they don't live next door to each other. We literally live next door to each other.
I did not know that y'all live next door to each other.
No, we literally do.
Well, girl, I'm curious because I know y'all live in Illinois right now, right near Chicago. What is all this mess going on with T-Rex and the Black community?
I personally don't know.
Because she ain't Black, so that bitch don't know.
Look.
Well, no.
You're not Black?
black.
Yeah, that bitch ain't black.
However,
that bitch ain't black. She not black. This bitch white as a motherfucking snowflake. Bitch, this my motherfucking house. Get the fuck out.
Where's that be right back sign? No, I actually had a
This
friend.
bitch thought she paid my mortgage. Oh no. You don't.
Why did I even put makeup on?
Oh, she got her apple juice.
I actually, friend messaged me and was like, "What's going on in Chicago?" And I was like, "I'm not sure. I don't really follow a lot of queens outside of like people that I know."
Bitch, you don't follow anything that don't have a fragrance or a delicious taste to it.
Spray your nose. And so when she told me, like, I kind of caught up on it, but I'm still like, bitch, I'm in the dark.
So let me just clarify what happened. You asked what's going on with T-Rex in Chicago, and this bitch just spent 10 minutes saying, I don't know. That's what the fuck. See, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. This bitch came to my house to just want the conversation to say, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
At least she's trying.
No, seriously, bitch. You're fucking seriously, Laura, you're fucking beautiful.
Thank you.
No, seriously, you're fucking beautiful, bitch. I'm gagged right now.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, no, all seriousness.
Well, if anyone does not know, T-Rex was called out by the black drag community because
can we back up just like two milliseconds?
I just started
what
talking.
T-Rex is.
What? T-Rex is the Trex or TX, whatever have you. She hosts a lot of the viewing parties for RuPaul's Drag Race.
Tranica Rex, right?
Yes, and so she used to be called Tranica Rex, but then the trans community started dragging her because hello.
Fair.
And so she goes by T-Rex now, Trex, whatever. And because she is like a gatekeeper, she refused to allow queens of color, specifically trans queens of color, to be able to perform at any of the shows. She told them that you cannot do slow numbers, you need to do high energetic numbers. She ran the whole show, left and right. And the queer, yes, very much so. And so the black drag community basically wrote a letter to her a day or two ago, I want to say.
Yep.
And they said, bitch, we demand that you follow these 5 or 6 different things that we want you to change. And it had about 75 drag queens listed at the very bottom of it, all saying we will not work with you or the establishment if we do not get you this change.
Well, look, I will say this, and like I'm nobody. I'm quick to say that in the like I'm Dr. Joel Fillmore, bitch. I'm somebody, but in the drag world, I'm nobody, and I'm good with that. It is what it is.
She's somebody.
Look, I know who I am, but listen, bitch. I was producing a show a year ago, and I brought in one of the Rue girls, and I was paying her $1,000.
Woo!
And I reached out to Tranica Rex, and I said, Tranica, I would love to have you host the show. She said, I charge $500. I said, bitch, no problem, because I'm that hoe.
Woo!
And she said, okay. She said, okay. And so I started like advertising that I was doing the show with one of the Rue girls and Tranica Rex hosting. And she messaged me and was like, wait, we haven't signed the contract. I was like, okay, well, send it to me. And then she blocked me and ghosted me.
Girl.
And I'm a black bitch with money.
Period. So we clean that hoe right on up.
Period.
That's ridiculous.
And that's real tea. That's real tea. And I've never said anything about her. I have nothing to say about her. Those are just facts.
Period. Exactly.
And
facts are
exactly how my interaction with this person went. Period. $500 ghosted. Period. I didn't pay her, mind you. I didn't pay her. She didn't steal from me, but she ghosted me like for no reason. I don't even understand.
Mm-hmm. It just makes no sense. Once again, that comes back to the conversation of the drag community being a sisterhood, being family.
Yeah.
When you don't get on RuPaul's Drag Race, then you're family.
Yeah.
But once you get on RuPaul's Drag, at least, I won't say that because there are some of the queens like Shea Coulee, the Vixen, a lot of the queens of color who don't get the same props as their Caucasian counterparts, as their Caucasian sisters.
Yeah.
And so because of that, they're not being invited to Roscoe's. They're not being invited down to Hamburger Mary's. They're not going to be. They can be on the show.
No, I want to cut in real quick, Anastasia. I want to be clear. Hamburger Mary's in Chicago, they're the T. Miss Faye Lutz, that bitch is phenomenal. Miss Faye Lutz, Miss Faye Lutz brought my black ass to Hamburger Mary's and gave me a show of the night. So, honey, listen, Miss Hamburger Mary's and Miss Faye Lutz, baby, all
fabulous.
All that.
Fabulous.
I also want to cut in for a second. I think there is a huge difference between RuPaul girls and every other drag entertainer. We had actually recently reached out to some Ru girls regarding merchandising some of our items for free, and they just kind of ghosted us, which is fine. I mean, like, okay, maybe our items aren't necessarily what you're looking for, but simply, like, we were offering them free merchandise.
Yep.
Which literally any other girl who has not been on Drag Race would have gobbled up in a second.
Exactly.
It's disrespectful. It's like, you don't appreciate where you came from. And it wasn't one entertainer. It wasn't two entertainers. It wasn't three entertainers. It was four. Four from RuPaul's Drag Race that we had ties with otherwise, not specifically because they were on Drag Race, but because we knew them through different venues and different shows.
Wow.
Four of them gave us the cold shoulder. And it's like, we don't do shitty work.
No,
we don't.
No.
Like,
look at this.
I've gotten on this bitch, and this bitch has gotten on me about doing shitty work.
Bitch, yes, you can. I would never let her get up. First of all, I'm happily married, so that would never happen. Second of all,
well, you haven't gotten on me, but like, we hold each other accountable, and it's so disheartening when you reach out to somebody that you look up to. Like, I'm a 30-year-old man. This bitch is a 50-year-old man. Almost.
Don't be telling my motherfucking business.
When you reach out to people that you look up to, even at the age we are.
Why are you saying we, bitch? You talking.
I'm giving you credit.
Listen, I don't know this bitch. Fuck what you talking about. I want to be the first old bitch to win RuPaul's motherfucking Drag Race. Yes. 51 years old. That'll be me. I'll be that.
Period.
That's right.
I'll be 53.
Miss Geriatric. Listen, this girl here, this Lord Loveless, she's a better bitch. She's a better bitch.
Look, Aquaria rolled out in a wheelchair for a mermaid look. That will be all of her looks.
Listen, I might be old, but I bet I can climb the stairs faster than this bitch.
Well, look, me too, girl. Me too. Look.
But the point that I'm trying to make, we reached out to girls, and I don't want to say necessarily like they disrespected us. They just
I'm not even having
overlooked
this
us.
conversation. I'm trying to have fun, bitch. I just smoked a blunt. I'm drunk. Bitch, I feel like you might be trying to touch me. What the fuck is going on?
Okay, so let's get back to fun.
Jesus loves the little children.
Yes.
All the children of the world.
Yes, you better preach, honey.
And yellow, black, and white, they are precious in his sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world.
Hit it, preacher. Boom, 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 boom,
Oh, Jesus loves the little children. Okay. She was just dragging me down. I have way too much alcohol and weed in my system.
She took us to church.
Oh,
my latest.
Ladies, I could let this go. I could let this go forever. Unfortunately, we are reaching the end of our time.
Really?
I have not laughed this much in so long. I want to thank all of you for being here tonight. Mona and Laura, tell them one more time when you have your auctions and where they can find you.
Would you like to talk since you always do?
Our auctions are every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can find us on the LEWKS page. If you're not a friend of LEWKS, you should be, motherfucker.
How do you spell LEWKS? How do you spell LEWKS?
I got this one, Rich. It's LEWKS.
Fabulous. And are you all just on Facebook or Instagram as well?
Me?
I have all of
their Instagram
information down there.
As a company.
LEWKS, are we on LEWKS?
Yes, we are.
Bitch, I'm learning shit. I'm 50. Dementia, it's sundowning. Look, Margaret, is it time for my medicine?
You guys want to see a fun trick? What's that? What's that? Look here. Ooh, we are on Instagram. It's LEWKS_designs. Honestly, we are terrible, and by we I mean me, about updating it because I'm 30 years old and this bitch is 50 years old. We do Facebook.
Stop saying we, bitch. You grimy motherfucker. That's you. Shit, you saying we like, bitch, you ain't French, motherfucker. I'm black. I ain't French.
You know what? I'm going to go to your Instagram and see how updated it is. And if it's more updated than mine, then I'll stop saying we. But if it's less,
I 100% assure you that I'm not a grimy ass late hoe, and my shit real tight.
Just like my foot document, right and tight.
Get it in a contract. But we are on Instagram. It's LEWKS_designs. We're on Facebook. It's LEWKS by Nicholas Ryan. However, it is by Nicholas Ryan and Joel Fillmore and Chino Cruz. We are going to be launching a website soon, so stay tuned for that.
We'll see what that
Nice.
Okay.
And for the record, I don't know your listeners probably aren't familiar with us, but we really do love each other. This is 100% a skit. It's a skit. We really are just playing a role. Fuck this hoe. And we just want you to know that we really love each other.
We had a few weeks ago that we only read the ones we love. It's so true. Miss Jasmine, I have loved having you here. Did you have any last things you wanted to ask before we wrap up?
No, just thank you for having me. I learned a lot of things today.
Thanks for that kitty shot, girl. That was great. Man.
Oh man, so many new goals. Let me tell you. Yeah.
Look, period. Okay, kitty shake.
I used to be a belly dancer, so.
Thanks for coming, fellas.
While we still have
Thank you for
3 viewers. So part of tomorrow's auction, we will be doing a auction of, I believe it's 5 rings.
Ooh.
All of the proceeds for this specific set is going to go to Beauty Beyond Drag, which is a production company in Grand Rapids sorry. I had to belch.
Wow.
I'm so ladylike.
Same.
Back to seriousness. So we are going to be auctioning these 5 rings for Beauty and Drag, and all the proceeds are going to go directly to them. They will in turn be donating to a Black Lives Matter charity. We originally were actually going to be sponsoring them for a show that they were going to be producing, which was like a So You Think You Can Drag type of show, which is what these 5 rings were going to be for. But due to COVID-19 and so on and so forth, we have decided along with them that we will be auctioning them and donating all the proceeds.
That's fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm sorry that I was so spastic in saying all of that. Fine.
So make sure you check them out tomorrow night on Facebook Live. Once again, that is LEWKS, LEWKS. Anastasia, any last words?
No more last words other than thank you. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I very much so appreciate both of you, as well as you, Miss Jasmine, as well. And thank you to WLFE-DB for allowing us to have this show, to allow us to be able to sit here and laugh. Like you said, Jade, this has been such tumultuous times, and this is the hardest that I've laughed in months, honestly.
Same.
But in the past 2 weeks, especially. Thank you.
Yes. And thank all of you who tuned in and watched this evening. Now make sure you tune in next week. I will be joined with my co-host, Miss Fancy Dismount. Our Woo Girl of the Week will be one of my lovely co-workers, Miss Gabrielle Dixon. And our special guests will be from New York, Miss Angelica Cartier. And from Connecticut, Miss Giganta Smalls. Everybody.
I mean, we're not coming back next week?
Oh, not next week. I mean,
fuck my drag.
But I'm definitely having you girls back. I had so much fun tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you all for tuning in. Good night.
Thank you for joining us here at Inside the Drag Closet with Jade and her fabulous team and special guests. See you next Wednesday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on WLFE-TV.com.